Hey guys, this is Pastor Brennan, your missions pastor here at Calvary Chapel, Las Vegas. I'm so excited. This is our first interview that we're doing with one of our missionaries that's going to be going out in September. Her name is Bonnie Knight. She's going to Calvary Training Center La Gloria, which she'll tell you more about that. But I'm just going to kind of interview on here. Obviously, as you see in the little ribbon down at the bottom, you can go to cclasvegas.org/give, and you can find Bonnie Knight in the mission section to become one of her supporters to support God's call in her life. So it's an exciting thing to do when God calls us to give. We literally get more out of it than we actually give. So if He's tugging on your heart to do that, I would definitely encourage you to do that. So I'm going to have Bonnie come on right now, and we're just going to have some questions. So here she comes.
Hello.
Hey Bonnie, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. And this is really cool because I was actually the director of Calvary Training Center when she was an intern. It's been so cool watching what God do, and I know that you're going to share a little bit about that. But why don't you just take a second and introduce yourself?
Okay. Well, my name is Bonnie, and I did intern at the training center for a year, and the Lord has put a huge burden on my heart for specifically the Spanish-speaking community. So yeah.
That's so cool. So you mind if we ask? Yeah, so you live here in Vegas, right?
Yes, I'm from Vegas. Yes.
From
Um,
Vegas, cool.
mm-hmm.
You're from this church.
Yes, yes. I've been affiliated with Calvary for about 8 or 9 years. So yeah, it's been a long time.
Awesome. So where are you going and what are you going to be doing there?
So I got an amazing opportunity to go to serve at the training center in La Gloria. I'll be overseeing the internship program, which I'm so excited for because I was a past intern, and that whole experience was so much fun, so amazing. Hands down, the best season of my life. And so I'm excited to be a part of other people's internship experience.
Yeah, it's so cool. So I know that there's this kind of a cool story of even how you kind of started with missions and kind of how God like kept calling you, and now he's called you there. You know, from what we can see permanently, right?
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
you talk about that process from beginning to like where you're at now and how God's kind of led you.
Yeah. So I guess it all started back in I think it was 2016, where I went on just like a tiny mission trip to Liguria. It was only a 4-day mission trip, and it was my first mission trip ever. It's first time going out of the country, and just in that little mission trip alone, the Lord completely, like it was like my eyes were opened. It was one of the best experiences of my life. Like the Lord just kind of just opened my eyes, and I felt like, yeah, this is like nothing in life is more important than making God known. And I just remember on that mission trip, I was like, Lord, I don't want to do anything else in my life. I don't want to do anything else ever again but to serve you. And then I think it was that same year I went to a missions conference where you actually spoke. You came up and you talked about the internship, and it was like an answered prayer. It was just so amazing. And so I took one of the internship papers, and for about like 2 years, I just prayed over it. And and I just waited until the Lord opened the door for me to go. And it was about almost 2 or maybe 3 years later, he opened the door, and yeah, and so I did the internship, not knowing how long I would stay there. I kind of just prayed, and I was like, Lord, I'll stay as long as you want me to, and which ended up being a year. And hands down, it was like by far the best season of my life. It was so amazing, and like the Lord showed me so much and grew me so much during that time. And yeah, and so when I came back, um, I still had like a heart to serve. I still had a huge heart to serve specifically in the Spanish speaking community, and I just didn't want to. I didn't want to think what if anymore. Um, so I just the need was there. They need someone to kind of oversee the internship program, and so yeah, so now this is what we're doing, which I'm so excited for. It's a new experience, and yeah, and I'm excited for it. So yeah.
That's so cool. I just see that coming full circle. How you were an intern for a whole year, and that was
Mhm.
a commitment, a big thing, and just kind of serving at Calvary Training Center, just
Mhm.
ministry. And what were some of the things that you remember over the internship ministries that you really loved? Taking part
Yeah. So what was really cool, that I noticed, I didn't really have like a huge heart for kids before I left. Like it's not something that I always felt like a huge burden for, before I did the internship. And being affiliated with the program of Niños del Rey, which is an after school program where the kids come 3 times a week, and we give them a hot meal. We do a Bible study, and help them with their homework, and it's kind of like a safe haven that they can come to. And just being around the kids and doing outreaches at the orphanages, that like really grew my heart for children. And that was something that I noticed change during my time there. And so that was really cool. We did, every week we went to the local park, and did little Bible studies there too with the kids. And so it was an awesome thing. Like I never thought, that would happen, but I noticed that, by the time, like I just had a huge heart for the kids there too. And yeah, and I loved like the studies that we would do. That was a huge thing for me too. All the book studies, and different programs that we would do. That really grew me too.
so cool. I think about just your time there and how you got acquainted with what it's like to be an intern,
Mhm.
about how you are specifically kind of suited to meet some of those needs they might have. Would you say that, like, as far as, I don't know, guidance or?
Yeah, I mean, I think so. I like that's why I just feel so blessed that I'm able to oversee the internship. Only because like I feel like the Lord has kind of gifted me in that way of like kind of like exhortation, and I just love to, like, if I could help anyone have, like, if I could guide them and lead them in their journey in missions, like if they have, just like how missions was on my heart, and how you guys, kind of led me in that way, and grew me in that way, I would love to do that for other interns, in the future. And so yeah.
That's so cool. Yeah, and I'm going to include the information for the Calvary Training Center in this video, and also just excited because I know Pastor Jeff is the director now, and they're with his wife Lelia, and Pastor Dan's out there, and
Mm-hmm.
a full team to be serving on.
Definitely.
Awesome people. So I have to ask this, and it just came to my mind. It's like the most obvious question ever. It's kind of a tough question, so I understand that, uh, you know, if you don't have an answer right away. But, with all the concern right now about, you know, COVID-19, some people would be like, what are you doing? Why are you going to Mexico? Like kind of, close yourself away, why, and what would you say if someone kind of puts you on the spot like that, like I'm doing right now, which I'm sorry.
Um, honestly, like COVID or no COVID, I think even more so now that there's a pandemic like this and people are at risk. I think more so we should, be making him known. I think like um, I don't know. I think there's always going to be something, and there's different ways. Sorry,
No, it's okay. I totally put you on the spot. No worries.
no, that's okay. I just think like people still, it's like God is still moving, God is still working, and work still needs to be done, and we can't let that step in the way. People are dying, and people are perishing every day, regardless whether it's COVID or not. And I think we still got to do the Lord's work, and if you get sick, you get sick. Just how like Jesus, he kissed the leper. He like it's I don't know. It's just what you got to do. Yeah,
That's cool. Yeah, well, we're definitely going to make sure. So on the backside of that, make sure that we give you everything you need to be safe.
yeah, yeah.
They observe a lot of the protocol and stuff like that. I have to say that because we would never put you in harm's way.
No, no, no.
Everybody out there is thinking that question. So then
Yeah,
now the answer. Thank you so much. So,
yeah.
is there anything in closing out this interview, which has just been amazing, really blessed me, I know. Is there anything else you want to say in terms of, yeah, just closing up?
Um. Well, I would like to say, for anyone that is watching, the Lord uses everyone in different ways and different callings, um, and I know the Lord wants to use, every person that's watching this as long, just as much as He wants to use me, and so I just urge you to get involved in missions in any which way, because that's what we're called to do, regardless of going out. And so I just pray and I urge people to get involved in any which way that you can, and the Lord will honor every single thing that you do. So thank you.
Man, all right, Bonnie. Well, thank you so much for just what you shared. And I'm going to kind of get on right now and just kind of exhort all of us and how to respond to this. But it's been wonderful talking with you, and we'll talk soon for sure, okay?
Definitely. Thanks, Brandon.
Thank you, Bonnie. All right, everyone. So obviously, as she mentioned, getting involved in missions is a big part. Even in the middle of a pandemic, is God still moving? God's heart still for the nations? Yes, it is. It still is. And so obviously, the first thing I know that Bonnie would have is your prayers. We would pray for her. Just be continually in prayer for what God's doing through her and in her, and pray for the training center, and pray for the need in Mexico and all over the world. But also, please pray about contributing financially to her stay there. She's going to be just serving the Lord, and the budget of the training center goes so much to actually ministering to the community. So Your support is greatly appreciated. Again, please go to cclasvegas.org /give and go to the mission section and find her there, her name, Bonnie Knight. And but so excited. Thank you so much for your time, and God bless. Have a wonderful day.